taking reaction of Nigerians.
The people that were Boko Haram today, in the past, they were political thug of Modu Sharif. Today, Simon Ekpa's account is seized on accusation of sponsorship of terrorism.
Sunday ago, the guy already danced with their tune and the judge just show. Did you hear anything now? But Igbos are kind of people that they determine if they want to do something, they zero their mind, they go extra mile to do them. That's why they always give them I don't know wetin I go call. They always give them a hard punishment.
Tribal politics. There's no amount of emotion anybody could use that will bend the truth. Igbos are into business. They suffer loss and loss of deprivation and humiliation in 1970 after giving 20 pounds by a particular man for us so that we will all be at least exterminated from this part of geography. And today, you seized our money, accusing Igbo man of sponsorship of what? Terrorism.
Igbo, always Igbo. Their own is always different in Nigeria. Sunday Igbo who came out and he declared Oduduwa Republic. He started to fight for it. Until today, he is free. All this war against Igbos, the number of Igbos that were killed during the war, more than 6 million Igbos, is not sufficient to pay for the price of the false accusation. Igbo coup.
The truth is everywhere. Igbo man is not a terrorist, neither does he sponsors one.
Federal government don't freeze all accounts and money will belong to Simon Ekpa and mostly these Igbo names them wey be say we go mention. Wetin happen to the names them wey be say United Arab Emirates released to Nigerian government 2021-2022 as names of people wey be say they sponsor terrorism for Nigeria? Wetin Nigerian government don't use them? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration no they aware of those names or they no till dates? Again, David Hundeyin make an expose of a conflict for hijab. Where be say a chronicle how the people where they make a particular conflict so they chop, you support the sponsor terrorism and follow for people where be say create Boko Haram for Nigeria. Waiting the Nigerian government under former President Muhammadu Buhari carry those names do at the time they mention them. And assuming say former President Muhammadu Buhari no use those names do anything. Waiting the Nigerian government under Bola Ahmed Tinubu right now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu right now, waiting they don't carry those names and do.
This man when the government no say if you allow Simon Ekpa, I think to continue. If you allow things to break down for your own time.
They don't call other people as sponsors of terrorism now. Wait till we go carry those names. We go feel remind government say if they existing names and where don't they see so what they don't use those names and do? Is this a good opportunity for Southeastern leaders now to come together and say no? Help us also release names where UAE give on a sense as people where they sponsor terrorism, or Southeastern leaders them will just keep quiet because of waiting then get to chop. Maybe the little crumbs will remain on top of the table where they get to chop. Welcome to Updates with Precious. Now here they're always giving our updates of some things that they happen for inside our country. So just this evening, news break where Kariam say the federal government don't blacklist some individuals, including Simon Ekpa, as people will be say they finance terrorism for Nigeria. And Nigerians only react about the matter, say, hey, now these people alone, now you see, now make we look into the cocoa of the matter. As a Nigerian Sanctions Committee don't designate 17 individuals them and organizations over their involvement or alleged involvement for terrorism financing. Now, if go on look at the names we be said then get for inside that list. First on the list, now Simon Ekpa, God's Time Promise Iyare. I don't know who will be, but look at the name. Francis Maduabuchi, John Onwumere, Chukwuka Eze, Edwin Chukwedo. You also get Chinwendu Owo, Ginika Oji. You get Awo Uchechukwu, and you get Mercy Ebere. You get Ifoma Mercy Ebere, Ifoma Ali. All these ones that names them will be say they finance terrorism for inside Nigeria. Now others for inside that group now. Ohago Juliana, Eze Okpoto. You get Nwaobi Chimezie, Ogumo Kewe, Ogomo Kewe the inside, Igwe Kala Enterprises, Igwe Kala Enterprises. You get Sefkuvi Global Company, and Lukarawa Group. All these people are people where they don't designate. Now, according to the document we said and carry come out from the committee on Thursday, the list person we don't approve and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he said, the Attorney General of the Federation carry and give him make it be say he look inside to see as the matter take be. Now, the Nigerian Sanctions Committee hold their meeting for March 6th, will be today, where then talk say these individuals them and entities say then recommend them for blacklisting because of their involvement to finance and give terrorists the money for inside Nigeria. Now, the Attorney General of the Federation, with the approval of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, don't thereafter designate these following people and individuals and these entities them, as it said they don't blacklist them already. In accordance to our sections for inside our constitution, I think section 54 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022, now it said they use sanctions them. And one of the requirements now say, say immediately when they say they identify these people, they go freeze without prior notice, without even informing them. Then go freeze all accounts, all assets, all money, all economic resources will belong to all these people they don't prescribe right now. They go freeze them, they no go let them come near them again. That's one of the things what they go do. So as when they talk to you now, all accounts of Simon Ekpa, they don't freeze them. Federal government don't freeze all accounts and money will belong to Simon Ekpa, and most people, mostly these Igbo names them. Federal government again don't freeze all accounts of Simon Ekpa, and mostly these Igbo names will be say they mentioned. Second thing will be say this act, right out now say they go report to the sanctions committee any assets frozen or actions taken in compliance with the prohibition requirements. So they go report. Thirdly, then immediately file a suspicious transactions report, STR, to the NFIU for further analysis of the financial activities of such individuals or entities, so that any other activities where these people them do, they go follow them now and they go file against them. And that's what they go do now, to report as an STR for the to the NFIU all cases of name matching for individual transactions prior to or other receipt of the list. So if your name resembles Simon Ekpa name or something like that, and you run any financial transaction now, you're in deep trouble. So this and other things now they don't have. Now, freezing measures should be extended to all accounts associated with the designated subject. So any account with associated to the subject them, then go freeze all of them. So maybe Ngozi Alabue's account or all these people account they feel freezing right now. Now, not be even this freezing of the accounts now be the major problem. Nigerians on the talk say, no vex, what happened to the names and we be say United Arab Emirates released to Nigerian government 2021-2022 as names of people we be say they sponsor terrorism for Nigeria. What's in Nigerian government don't use and do. Now those names were released by the United Arab Emirates government to the Nigerian government, then led by Muhammadu Buhari. That is now under the Muhammadu Buhari administration. And then the Attorney General of the Federation then being also know about this matter. So what thing they don't carry and do? One question I go like ask now, say the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration know they aware of those names or they know till dates. Again, David Hundeyin make an expose of a conflict for hijab where he be say a chronicle how the people where they make a particular conflict so they chop, you support the sponsor terrorism and follow for people where be say create Boko Haram for Nigeria. Part of the interview they will be say indict these people them. Particular people where they mention names. Shegumi's name at some point, Issa Pantami's name and in father or something like that name be mentioned for inside that expose. Waiting in the Nigerian government under former President Muhammadu Buhari carry those names do at the time they mention them. And assuming say former President Muhammadu Buhari no use those names do anything. Waiting the Nigerian government under Bola Ahmed Tinubu right now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu right now, waiting they don't carry those names and do. Why it is so quick for the NFIU to come out, say call out all these names they get to do with Simon Ekpa and mostly Igbo names as people where they finance terrorism, IPOB agitators or something like that. While that is fine and good, and because we're fighting a good cause to make sure say terrorists know they for inside our country, waiting happen to the people then where be say another country don't give us their names them since. Waiting happen to an expose where David Hundeyin himself carry make.
This kind of policy, thrived well after Nigerian Biafran Civil War. We came back from the war and we are given by the same person from Southwest 20 pounds. Awolowo gave every Igbo man 20 pounds after the war. And the Tinubu has come with the same policy now. When Buhari was there as Nigerian president, so many names. They brought the names from UAE, United Arab Emirates. They carry the name, give Buhari, say, this name, now them, they sponsor terrorism in Nigeria. They were more than 350. And all those names are from North. Frankly speaking, the name where they there, Nalahaji, Ibrahim, Abubakar, Salihu, all of them from Connaught. And today we are seeing another angle of, terrorism sponsors. A situation whereby Simon Ekpa account was seized. Anyway, we know that one as a frontline Biafran agitator. He is not into terrorism. It's too obvious. The same business Igbo was doing, the same business Simon Ekpa was doing, the same business Nnamdi Kanu was doing, the same business Ekpa is doing, and the names of those Igbos account owners, account names. How many Igbos do you think we have the desire, the love to use their money sponsor terrorism? Tinubu has come out with the same policy that Awolowo actually implemented in 1970. After the war, all of us came out from our hiding out. My father's billions of naira was seized. 20 pounds was given to my father. I'm from Anambra State. And we started from scratch today. The quest for Igbo man survival started early January 1970 as there was a ceasefire between Biafra and Nigeria. Now so with the hustle. Hustling began. We started suffering with 20 pounds. Madam, this is where we have gotten today. If Tinubu like, he should go and seize every account of Igbo man presently. Igbo man will survive. This was what Awolowo did in the past. Who and who sponsors terrorism in Nigeria? Why shouldn't they follow the first list given to them that came from UAE? But this time around, they go label some Igbos as sponsor of terrorism because they want to steal our money. And they have actually stolen it. You see what? They should do more than that. That is just very little. You can't hold an Igbo man and you dare not work on the chemistry on how Igbo man makes his money. Because Igbo man is blessed with making money. They should seize all the account of Anambrans and Imos. Imo people from Imolites, Anambrans, Abians, Ebonyi people and Enugu. They should go and seize all of them. Because that one, this one where they seize now is too small. That was the Awolowo's policy. And the Tinubu want to continue from there. Igbo man sponsoring terrorism. It sounds so Greek and superstitious. Nobody can ever believe that kind of rubbish. Which Igbo man they sponsor terrorism? Haven't you know how terrorism started in the north? The people that were Boko Haram today, in the past, they were political thug of Modu Sharif, the former PDP chairman, that translated into Boko Haram. What is it that Obasanjo did to Modu Sharif? Has Muhammad Buhari gone after Modu Sharif? None. Look at somebody like El Rufai showing emotion with kidnappers called bandits in the north, showing emotion with Boko Haram to the level of giving them what? Amnesty into rehabilitation. Today, Simon Ekpa's account is seized on accusation of sponsorship of terrorism. Thank you. What about those Igbo names, account names that were seized? They want to steal their money again. Someone has come and changed actually Nigerian democracy, turn it into tribal politics. There's no amount of emotion anybody could use that will bend the truth. Igbos are into business. They suffer loss and loss of deprivation and humiliation in 1970 after giving 20 pounds by a particular man for us so that we will all be at least exterminated from this part of geography. And today, you seized our money, accusing Igbo man of sponsorship of what? Terrorism. The truth is everywhere. Igbo man is not a terrorist, neither does he sponsors one.
David Hundeyin even talk about this matter. And the worst part, we say, he even linked this matter to the attack, that Christmas Day bombing where happened during Jonathan administration. And how he be say people where they're responsible, feel not get punishment for their crime right now. So people will lose their lives, don't lose their lives or nothing, and they don't go ever figure justice.
Are they surprised when we say those names when they first give out, when they give to President Buhari, he not work on those names. But this one when they quickly give out now, the government don't they quickly work on it. This government not there fear. He not do things, he not balance things the way he's supposed to balance things. He they favor some people
as in dey favour some people, e no good.
Their plan is to turn Nigeria to Islamic nation then during the Buhari matter, and you can see they are trying and planning it. Why Simon Ekpa matter dey different? Why it is that it's only the freeze the account, put am in jail and want to screw him? Na because say the man never dance to their tune. Do you know that if the man ready now to dance to their tune and give them the really vote they want, the case will die down. If Nnamdi Kanu ready today to dance to their tune, the guy will get freedom. You can see Monday Igboho, the guy ready, he dance to their tune and the judge just show. Did you hear anything now? But Igbos are kind of people that they determine if they want to do something, they zero their mind, they go extra mile to do them. That's why they always give them I don't know wetin I go call. They always give them a hard punishment. Focus on them, threaten them, because they know that they give up quickly. But I'm telling you, wow, if those guys ready with negotiation with federal government today, you will see that everything go shaking. It go pump, nothing. We not go even hear anything.
So you see the matter as it take be right now, and names have been mentioned. People don't they mention for inside this thing. Why Ibi said the Nigerian government they find it difficult to point at these people the way Ibi said they mentioned for inside this matter. Even in an interview with Arise Television during that period, they ask and say this kind of names so you don't call, even including people where they inside power now. That time 2022. Say you mention people where they inside power now. You know they fear for your life. Hear what's in get to talk.
Explosive stuff's really being put out there, revelations being made, because you actually called out several key people, some in our present government today. Are you scared for your life? And do you think this will spark the needed flame to begin to probably unearth some of this heathen cords that's probably, or the strings that are literally pulling things and actually are the ones behind the works, making things happen without us seeing them?
So with regards to the first question, am I scared for my life? What I would say is that I think we sometimes give the powers that be a bit too much credit, as powerful as they might be, as much of a global reach as they might claim to have. They're really not that powerful and they're really not that competent, because with all the obvious strategy and planning that has gone into this, something as simple as keeping your village safe. I mean, the other day you had the Minister of Defense. There was a video of him walking into his car with a machine gun. The Minister of Defense was holding a machine gun as personal sidearm, walking into his car. So the Minister of Defense doesn't feel safe on the road. So if the Minister of Defense hasn't been able to sort out his personal safety, then I think my personal safety is somewhere across the Atlantic. The Nigerian government or the Nigerian establishment or the Zala establishment, whatever it is, has bigger problems and shouldn't even be trying to go after David Hundeyin, because I'm not sure they can drive to their villages right now. I'm not sure the road to their villages is secure. And then secondly, you asked that will this spark something? The only people that can answer that question are Nigerians themselves, because I don't think this is the first time that someone is putting out information that could potentially be epoch defining. As I remember in April, I was on this show, I was on this TV station, I was talking about the Issa Pantami story, and at the time it seemed as if that was the coin drop moment where the penny finally dropped and people finally realized that this is what is happening. But as we saw, the Nigerian government simply decided to be intransigent, and eventually people moved on to other things. So it's up to Nigerian people themselves in this case to decide whether they're going to play the same game this time around and move on after shouting for a couple of weeks, or if this is going to lead to an actual permanent mental shift.
So Nigerians, it's up to you. Just like David Hundeyin talk for the end of that interview, say now what did Nigerians do with such expose in I matter? And just like Intocam, after that 2023, make noise, PM, everybody keep quiet. To your tent, oh Israel, they don't go. Now they don't call other people as sponsors for terrorism now. What will carry those names?
Igbo, always Igbo. Their own is always different in Nigeria. Their own is always different in Nigeria. Son Igbo who came out and he declared Oduduwa Republic, he started to fight for it. Until today, he is free. He's moving all around the world. he still carry on the agitation. He even went to meet, I think, the king of Britain. So he is on and on fighting, and he is free. But Nnamdi is detained. Simon Ekpa is pursued. They are talking about extradition, so on and so forth. What is their offense? They say that they are not Nigerians. What is their offense? They say they want to be free. Their people are marginalized. They have been marginalized, their people, for so many years. Their people have suffered even false accusation. IBB say that 1966 coup was not Igbo coup. And that coup have been on the head of Igbos. They have been saying that it is the sin of Igbos, number one sin of Igbos. And for that, they killed 6 million Igbos during the war. And they still kill until today. The president of Nigeria, he organized what he called Python dance in the East. He killed so many youth in the East, flushed them out like animals. He also organized what he called crocodile smile. He flushed youth out. All this war against Igbos. The number of Igbos that were killed during the war, more than 6 million Igbos, is not sufficient to pay for the price of the false accusation. Igbo coup, 1966.
We go fit remind government say if they existing names and where don't they since, so wetin they don't use those names and do? Is this a good opportunity for Southeastern leaders now to come together and say no? Help us also release names where UAE give on a since as people wey they sponsor terrorism, or Southeastern leaders them go just keep quiet because of waiting they get to chop. Maybe the little crumbs wey remain on top of the table where they get to chop. Well, your guess is as good as mine. My own, I make I just bring the information them as it happen. Not be me write this news, so don't come for me. I didn't write any of these stories. I am just bringing out the stories and taking reaction of Nigerians as this matter them take the hot. Thank you so much for joining us. Drop your comments on that, make we hear what you think about this matter. Drop your comments, your thought on that. And if you never subscribe to this page, make sure you rush, follow us, subscribe, follow us like a village people. I love you, thank you, and good night.